you doing? Alright, so you need some help with this circuit? Alright, let's go ahead and get started. I see you got the schematic there, and you got the pinout for the chip. Alright, we have everything that goes. So let me go ahead and get this done for you, and I'm going to take it apart, and you do the same thing. So I see you have your schematic right there to the left. And you're using double A batteries there, but here we're going to go ahead and use our power supply. That's what our lab requires. And here's our chip, the 7408. You mind if I'm going to take these off so you can see me better? And it looks like we have power tied up to this bus right here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and go and do that. We got power going from here, so that means if you see this line all the way across, that means that this is actually power. So I can actually tie in or tap into any of this to get power. Now you have your ground cable here, it's a good start. We can put it here, but we're just going to go ahead and follow the diagram over there, and we're going to go ahead and put it over here to the blue. Right? If I can get that in there, it just goes in like that. And you can see this whole line here where they draw it for you. They just show you that all of these, with that little minus blue sign, all of this will now be the negative side. So I can tap anywhere here when I need a ground. So let's go ahead and tie in the LED. So it looks like they have the LED. Right? If you have this connected correctly, from here, right, to ground, so that means I can go ahead and connect this straight to anywhere in this blue line, but I'm going to just to be neat about our breadboarding, so it looks nice and neat, we're going to leave it like that. And let me put my glasses back on. Okay, and looks like we have. Now, if you can see the pin out on the chip over there, right? So we're using pins 1, 2, and 3. 3 is the actual output of the NAND gate right here. I'm sorry, of the AND gate. So we have one input here, one input there. Number 3, which is pin 3 over here, that's going to the LED. And so this pin 1 and pin 2 are either going to be two high voltages, or two grounds. When they're two grounds, 0, 0, we're going to get a 0 out. When it's 0 and one of them, number 2 is high, it's still going to be a 0 out. If this is high and this is 0, it's going to be a 0 out. And the only time we're going to get a high out or a voltage out here is when both of these are high. So both of these are going to need to be tied to the positive side for this to be lit. But we're going to go ahead and do one or two of the combinations here. So it looks like we need to put right here pin 1, and we're going to put that also to the high, to the voltage. And, well, you know what? I want to use the same color they did. Let's go ahead and do red. We'll do this and that. Okay, and it looks like we also need to actually have power to the chip. So the chip itself needs power for it to run, for it to operate. So right here it looks like this is pin 7, which is ground. So I'm going to go and put that there and also tie it into this blue strip right there. And it looks like we need power to the chip. So the chip power is right over here at pin 14 at the very top. So I'm going to plug that in right there, and also plug that in. I'll put it right there. Okay. Now the last things we're needing on this circuit are the input to the second pin, and it looks like they're using this wire right here. Okay. And that's over here at the top. If I get that in there. And the output, which is pin 3, I know it's kind of hard to see. I'm going to go ahead and put this real close to you right there. So pin 3, and that's going to the LED. Now if you hooked up the LED correctly, we'll know in a minute whether this is going to work or not. Let's go ahead and hook up our power. All right, that's the ground. And if you can see up here, we're going to go ahead and turn on our power supply. And we are set at the 5 volts. This puts out 3.2 amps at 5 volts. That's 1, 2, 3, so it's set at the 5 volts. Let's go ahead and turn that on. And just give it a second to warm up. You can see the power 3 button here is off. So if I turn this on, let's see what happens. And it is on. It's on because we have two highs. This 1 and this 2 here are tied to the voltage, the positive voltage. Now what do you think happens if I take one of these off and put it to ground? Let's find out what happens. Let's turn off the switch. And let's go ahead and move this second one right here, right? And let's put that one to the ground over here, right there. And so what I did, if you can see here, I put number 2, which is that pin right there. Instead of being at the power, I'm moving